Good evening, family. It is Thursday, the 5th of October, 8 p.m. Another love stream towards a very intense week that is coming our way. The motions of deep transformations are moving another gear forward. Lots of challenges this coming week. Lots of intensity. But I'm here to make sure we're all gonna navigate through it in the best way possible. We're gonna share awareness. This is Savage and Johnny Buffalo, Pulse. Welcome, family. Join me. Show me your names on the screen. Let's see what's going on. Hello, family. Hello, family. Hello, Anna. Hello, Jules. Yeah, this week was very weird. Very weird. Hello, Rebecca. Shalom, Dana. Yeah, show me your names, family. Love seeing your names on the screen, so I know you're here with me. Hello, Janeline. Oh my God, I don't have an easy job tonight. Not even a pleasurable one. I have to deliver some really challenging update today. I need to deliver some uncomfortable energies that are coming our way. It's a very intense week that is coming up now after an already weird week, as Jules just said. But, it is what it is. That's the process. That's the divine process unfolding through the planetary alignments. And this is what I'm here for. I'm here to share all those alignments, the understanding, the energetic understandings of this process that we are going through, just so we can at least navigate our way through it without causing harm, without causing damage, but actually benefiting and working with the energy. But it's not going to be an easy week, I'm telling you already now. So yeah, here we are. Hello, Jess. Hello, beautiful Jess. Hello, Sweeney. Oh yes, Mars opposite Pluto. That's the highlight intensity of this week, definitely. Hello, brother Roll King, the one and only. Hola, hermano John. So good to see you, brother. Hello, Ruina and Gali. Good to have you around. Your eggs. Ruina and Gali brought me last week fresh eggs from their farm. And Mali and I had a morning breakfast of fresh eggs and we loved it, so thank you so much. It was amazing. The yellow part of the egg was so big in those eggs. It was massive. Blessing, Bharat, Rukshika, Trisha, and blessings to you. Love you guys. So yeah, once again, the soundtrack in the background is Savage and Johnny Buffalo in a track called Pulse, Entogenetic. Great, beautiful music. Bit of a psytrance, kind of like tribal trance, very interesting. So that's Katerina Sun in the background. Hello, Breeze. Yes, I'm well, Thank you. We're all doing our best, really, aren't we? We're just doing our best we can in this intensity of chop wood. Yes, chop a lot of wood. Prepare the wood truck. That's why I sent you that meme with the wood truck loading the wood. Just load the wood. There's gonna be a lot of chop wood this week, family. But hey, instead of creating big highlights, let's try to get into it. I want to say, first of all, love and gratitude to the Patreon community for your ongoing loving support. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And yeah, if you want to join our Patreon community, this is how you can support me directly. There's different tiers you can subscribe to. That's on patreon.com/healingdelight. And now Patreon have upgraded a service where I can actually sell the sound healing meditations that I'm doing for the community as a item by itself. So if anyone who sees this wants to purchase the digital download of the recent Aries full moon sound healing meditation, it's available on the patreon.com/healingdelight as well. Now, as for sound healing meditations, we have a sound healing meditation coming on this Tuesday, exactly when Pluto is stationed in the direct. Tuesday, Wednesday are the most intense, I will say, but all this week is intense, so Tuesday sound healing meditation will absolutely be needed and beneficial and important. So join us if you need it. And then on the weekend, We have the eclipse coming up next weekend, so I'm not going to talk about the eclipse this week. We're going to talk about next Thursday. But next weekend, our sound healing meditation is happening on Sunday, the 15th of October. We've got the first group at 12 p.m. until 2 p.m. and the second group at 7 p.m. until 9 p.m. So if you want an afternoon group for the eclipse, that's the closest one, because the eclipse is happening at the early morning of Sunday, the 15th. So 12 until 2 p.m. is the first group, and the second group 7 till 9 if you want the evening energy of that eclipse. I'll be at Here Yoga. This will be very important sound healing journeys, will be very powerful healing all this month. We're gonna talk a lot about it tonight, so join me for sound healing whenever you need it. I'm there every Tuesday and next Sunday, the 15th of October, for the eclipse. Other than that, private healing sessions still in 20% discount. If you need them, come and get them. I'm here in service. Whatever you need, I'm here for you. So thank you so much. Now the free support you all can offer me is press like and subscribe to our channel. Press like on this movie, it helps us, it helps me. And subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. And if you have subscribed, press on the bell icon so you get notifications whenever we're doing a stream. And other than that, share it with your friends, your family, whoever is in need, whoever is interested. That's all. A good offering. Hello, Kylie B. Welcome back. And hello, Vel Sky. I'm glad I'm catching up your live. Always enjoy your astrology stream. Thank you, Vel Sky. Thank you. Awesome. Fantastic. All right, let's get into it. Let's have fun. But first of all, let's bring Ma Amritanya mantra to cuddle us in the background. A mantra for healing and peace that we all need and the planet need. And we're going to need a lot of oming. A lot of oming this week, family. And I'm talking about a lot of oming this week. So this is the chart as you're looking at it right now. Let's start from 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, the big star of this week, Mr. Pluto, the Grim Reaper. The agent of deep change and deep transformation, the master of power and the master of reckless, uncontrolled force of evolution, is stationing direct. Although we are happy to finally get to the point that Pluto is stationing direct, which will then leave us with only 4 planets retrograde, Pluto stationing is very intense. So Pluto is already stationing. It's not dead stop. It will be dead stop direct on Tuesday night, the 10th of October. But from now until that day is only gonna move 6 astrological minutes. So it's basically dead stop. And even after Pluto station direct, it will still take it a while to move. So this Pluto stationing, you can say it's a matter of 3 weeks. And we've already been through the first week. So this is the week of it. And then we've got at least another week, a week and a half after, where things starting to move. So Pluto stationing is really intense. Think what Pluto represents. The unconscious. Pluto rules Scorpio. Pluto is around power struggles. Pluto is around power battles. Pluto is about deep pains, deep trauma, deep abuse of power, abuse of money, abuse of sex, sexual trauma, emotional trauma, mental trauma, physical traumas. It's kind of that's the Shambhala. Pluto is Shambhala, is the underworld, is all the things that are underneath the surface, our old scars that wounded us and left marks on our soul as we evolved through this lifetime. Pluto is the agent of death and rebirth. And so, Pluto is the one that kind of like is the gatekeeper between the living and the dying. So it's like the souls that are coming into planet Earth to incarnate, Pluto is bringing them in. The souls that are leaving the planet after they incarnated, Pluto is taking them into Creator to decide if they incarnate again or whatever. So Pluto is that agent. That's why it rules death and rebirth, which means that it's that. If you think about what death and rebirth represent, they are the process of transformation. From the dying into the living, from the living into the dying. Pluto, Scorpio, you know, so we're looking at on the shadow aspect, it's the criminals. It's the mafia, it's the underworld, it's the the cartels, the gangsters, it's the big scammers, it's the manipulators, it's the psychopaths, the narcissists, it's that's kind of like the dark side. That's what Pluto represents. Ultimately, the reason for Pluto to represent that for us is that through those things we are being forced to transform and evolve. It's beyond our control. We are being pushed and forced to transform and evolve by facing fear. So an ayahuasca journey is Pluto. That's Pluto. It's like you go and sit with the shaman to go into your fears, into your traumas, to face them, to confront them, and through that you're achieving a process of transcendence, a process of ascension. You are purging, and then you're coming into that amazing, uplifting energy of after you face those traumas and things. So it's kind of like, hey, this week is like ayahuasca journey. And so we can already sense that we are dealing here with underlying energies, like of things that are happening inside of us, and dynamics of power between us and others, between us and ourselves, feeling powerless or feeling lack of empowerment. And so, by facing abuse of power, we are doing a process of reclaiming our power. How can we reclaim our power for trauma? How can we reclaim our power from an abuser? How can we reclaim our power from an abusive situation? Money frauds, money scams, it's like that's why Sam Bankman-Fried is right now in the court case in America, titled potentially to be the biggest fraud story in America history. SBF, the FTX crypto exchange that did some weird things to all of us. Velska is feeling it. Green, back, hello, back, welcome. So this is Pluto. We just touched Pluto. It's on 12 o'clock on your chart, okay? And then what's happening as we move to 3 o'clock, there we can see Mars on the 25th degree of Libra, and then the south node of the moon, 24th degree of Libra. So yesterday, last night, late last night at around 2 a.m., all the times I'm mentioning are Melbourne time. So wherever you are in the world, match it to your time, local time. So last night at around 2 a.m., Mars was conjunct the south node. This week has not been comfortable. We spoke about it a lot last week, and we have so much to cover today that I don't want to go too much over it. But just to refresh your memory, this week we had Mars came into the south node while Mercury opposed Neptune, and then Mercury trine Pluto, and Venus did the quincunx to Neptune, and now Venus is doing the quincunx to Pluto. It's still going on. We'll talk about that. There was a lot going on. So you've been a lot through this year. Yeah, we all been through a lot this year, and we're going to get through a lot more. So that's part of this energy forecast now. This channeling is kind of like, listen, it's been a very tough journey. It's been a very long journey. If you are feeling like you're on the edge of a cliff and you're about to fall any moment, and you don't know how to get through this, and you don't know if you're gonna get through this, and you're tired and you're done, and you just want to lift your hands up in the air and just say, that's it, I'm done, you are part of the normal. We are all pretty challenged and tired of it, and we just need to survive. We just need to survive through this. It's a very challenging period of time, era. You can say a few years already, it's like you can say a decade, that it will kind of affect us for a decade. From 2020 to 2030 we'll be affected by all this, but it's just like we just have to survive. So there's no quitting, no, there's no waning, no, there's no crying, I can't take it, it's not gonna help you, it's only gonna make things worse. think about it, that you are now in the battlefield. You cannot go back home. You're stuck in a war battlefield, and you have to survive this war, and you have to come out alive no matter what. That's kind of the energy. So it's kind of like it's full on. So Mars, South Node, 3 o'clock. Okay? And now what we're having this week is that as Pluto is stationed in direct, Mars is going to come to the 27th degree and square exactly Pluto as Pluto is stationed in direct. Oh, mamma mia. The Sun is on 11th degree Libra, Mercury is on the 00 Libra. So Mercury today moved into Libra after a long time in Virgo, because Mercury had his retrograde in Virgo. So finally, Mercury, after anally looking at all the details, all the facts, getting all the information, kind of like keeping it grounded, keeping it down to earth, looking at the environment, seeing what can be fixed, what can be done, what can be adjusted. That was the work of the mental Mercury in Virgo. Now Mercury comes to Libra. And it's not for long. Mercury is going to fly through Libra. Today Mercury moved to Libra, and by the 22nd of October, Mercury is already in Scorpio. So it's like less than 2.5 weeks. So Mercury now in Libra, it's like, okay, you know what, the best way to look at it is like Mercury, again, is the mental facts, data communication, all this kind of information expression. Mercury comes to Virgo, is like the lawyer preparing for a lawsuit. So the lawyer is collecting all the documents from their clients. Please send me your bank statements. Please send me your IDs. Please send me your this. Please send me your this. Do you have any other things you want to include? Okay, no, that's not going to work yet. That's good. Do you have anything more about that? Can you please look up if you got this license? Or da. So that's the lawyer Mercury in Virgo, collecting all the facts, collecting all the details, building a case. Now Mercury comes to Libra. Here's the court date. The lawyer appear in court, and now the debate begins. Now the legal debate and the legal conversation, discussion, presenting everything, weighing everything in order to make a decision. That's Mercury in Libra, but Mercury in Libra is also civil battles, because Libra is the civil. Be balanced, be civil, be a diplomat, and Mercury is that kind of, oh, I need to talk, I need to speak, I'm trying to understand. Can you give me more information? What's right, what's wrong, what's fair, what's not fair? You are right, you are wrong. I am wrong, you are right. Libra is like, what else do you have to say? Okay, I hear what you're saying. Can you please hear what I have to say? Okay, so now you are hearing what I'm saying. Okay, so we need to make a decision. Mercury in Libra, 2.5 weeks. And as Mercury is going to travel through Libra, it's going to conjunct the Sun, which we had not long time ago. But it was in, where was that? Was it in Leo? Yeah, in Leo. In Leo we had Mercury Sun. Now Mercury Sun come to Libra. And then Mercury will pass the Sun, Mercury will come to the South Node, it will meet Mars in Scorpio. So it's gonna be very quick journey of Mercury in Libra. So now we're taking it down to 5 o'clock. Venus is on the 26 degree 57 minutes Leo. So Venus is 1.5 degrees away from the end of her retrograde shadow zone. Black Moon Lilith is on the 27th degree of Leo. I don't know why it's on 0 Virgo. So Black Moon Lilith is there with Venus. So Venus is now starting to break out of Juno, which she's been with for a long time. And it's like Juno wanted to have the love that she desire, but Venus couldn't give it to her. It's kind of like they were both traveling together. It's like all the sacred unions, all the sacred relationship, partnership is kind of searching to find that divine love, searching to find, but can't really find it, can't really have it. It's kind of ongoing journey of like, I want to have this amazing sacred divine union of love, harmony, this like where everyone's expressed and heard and felt and acknowledged, and we just can't seem to find it. And now Venus is moving into Black Moon Lilith, which is kind of the dark side of the feminine. It's like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this. You know what? I've been searching for love with my partner. My partner hasn't really kind of showed up to the plate as I wanted my partner to show up to the plate. Okay, I'm gonna have an affair. I'm gonna go and do something with someone else. I am going to get into some kind of a relationship that is based on my dark desires, and I don't care what it's going to cause. If you are single or in relationship. Hello, Harrison. Hey, Harry. Hello, Harry. Good to see your name. Hello, Rastakali. No, you're not interrupting, Harry. You're amazing. You're awesome. I love you. Yeah, no, never ends in the journey of love and happiness. Big titles, Versky. So, now, the moon right now, on your 7 o'clock, the moon is at the end of Gemini. And so this is also kind of like the moon. We're trying to understand how we're feeling, what we're feeling, why we're feeling. It's a bit confusing. It's like talking about feelings maybe at the end of Gemini. And now over this coming week, the moon will move into Cancer tonight, very shortly, in 2 hours. 2.5 hours from now, the moon is already in Cancer. And as the moon is going to come to Cancer, it's going to have a very interesting dynamic of squaring all the Libra party and squaring all the Aries party and opposing Pluto. And this is the emotional tone that is momentary, that is moving through the week to the next coming days, as the intensity is this Pluto stationing and Mars begin to square Pluto and more. So that's the moon. After she will travel through Cancer, she'll move into Leo, where she's also gonna have some interesting dynamics over there in Leo. She's gonna have the positive alignments to Jupiter, Uranus in Taurus. That's pretty much it. And then she's gonna go into Virgo by next weekend. By next week, moving into Virgo, preparing for that solar eclipse in Libra. Uranus 2231 Taurus, Jupiter 1402 Taurus, still retrograding. The north node of the moon in Aries, together with Aries, still traveling on the 24th degree. Chiron still retrograding on the 17th degree of Aries. Neptune retrograding on the 25th degree of Pisces. Saturn, 1st degree of Pisces, retrograding. And this is how the charts look like right now. Jess, you're feeling those Lilith vibe. To me it makes sense, Jess. I know you. Don't you go there, baby girl. Don't you go there. It's funny because today I was organizing my books and actually found I found this your folder popped into my eyes, and suddenly I saw notes from years ago. So it's interesting you're saying those things. Now, let's get through this, okay? So I want to remind you that now we're gonna start moving through this week, but in the background, you need to remember the big tone that is continuously unfolding in the background, that we still have, like, at the moment, still 5 planets retrograding. It's the big planets. So yes, Pluto is stationed in direct this week, but again, it doesn't move. Saturn is very, very slow. Saturn will station direct in November. So Saturn, throughout all of October, Pluto hardly moves. It's now 6 minutes from going direct, and it will move a few more minutes by the end of October. It's not gonna move much. So Pluto is, you can say Pluto is kind of stationing all of October. Boom. Neptune is also very, very slow, is also stationing, kind of slowly stationing. It's still in November as well, again. But you can say that Neptune is also pretty much kind of, it's only moving a few minutes. Uranus, throughout all of October, is only gonna move 1 degree. Saturn, throughout all of October, is only gonna move 1 degree. Jupiter is gonna move 4 degrees. But all these planets, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, they're barely moving. So all the big engines, all the big guns are kind of like holding, sustaining. And what is it for? So we can really see it, we can really notice it, we can really acknowledge it, we can really face it, we can really process it, because it's not going anywhere. It's here and it's staying and it's cooking us from the inside. Pluto around power and all the traumas, everything I said at the beginning. Neptune around our dreams and our illusions, around the healing and the despair and a test of faith, okay? Uranus is that kind of like wanting to break free, wanting to have like a shift to a whole new level, but it's not happening yet. It's kind of like things are kind of like jammed a bit, and it's kind of like frying us from the inside in order to make sure that we receive the transcendental message realization that we need to receive in physical reality, while our physical reality is being zapped. Saturn in Pisces is kind of like we're a bit foggy, the structure of our life is a bit hazy. We want to get things in order, we want to function the way we used to function, we want to have the structure of our life the way we want our structure of our life to be in, we want to have discipline, we want to have commitment, we want to have the maturity, we want to grow up, we want to kind of stick to time and to plan and to this, but it's not quite there. It's a bit foggy, it's a bit sloppy, it's a bit confused, it's a bit lacking of those ingredients that we need. It's not fun, but it's ultimately for us to retrieve information. Remember, retrograde, all the repeat, retrieve, review, redefine, refill, rethink, reprocess, reflect. What the heck is going on in my life that I need to pay attention to and to understand in order to make sure that the new future that is coming for me is completely different than what I used to know in the past. Now, it's already not what it used to be in the past, but we are still in the process of realizing that past and closing loose ends, ending patterns, cutting cords, turning a corner so we can walk into that new future as we shift the energy forward in 2024 onwards. And there's still gonna be more things, but so remember that in the background in October there's a lot of activity, because all the intensity of the week I'm bringing you now, it's about this week, as we are now in the 2 weeks between the full moon in Aries that we just had last week and the new moon in Scorpio that is coming up next Sunday. We are now in the final 2 weeks between the full moon and the new moon solar eclipse, that we are ending the 6 months eclipse cycle that began in April-May. So we are really confronting the end bits of a process that is the 6-month long process. And this 6 months long process is helping us also wind down all the Taurus-Scorpio, 18 months of Taurus-Scorpio eclipses that we had. And this new moon solar eclipse that is in Scorpio, it's an eclipse because the moon nodes are on 24-degree Libra. So although the new moon is on 2 degrees Scorpio, it's still close to the nodal axis, which is why we have an eclipse. And this eclipse that is coming up for us is super powerful. It's a ring of fire. It's like it's almost 100%, but not quite there. So we'll have the ring of fire eclipse in Scorpio on top of Mexico and America. As Pluto stationed in direct in the 27th degree, Pluto return degree of America. Bless you, Americans. Be strong. You're gonna go through massive process over there, but don't get it wrong. All of us are gonna be affected because America is the captain of the world until now. And so whatever happens in America, it will affect all of us wherever we live. And I will say that something very big is coming this week to America, or happening in America this week. Very, very big. And this week already, for the first time in history of America, the Speaker of the House has been kicked out. They kicked out the Speaker of the House for the first time in history. Isn't that a metaphoric symbol? And it's on tea. So the planets that are in retrograde, and now Pluto is stationing. So all the Pluto dynamics are really gonna be extra felt this week. Extra, it's gonna be like, it's like the main flavor of the dish. It's like you cook a chicken, but you put satay sauce on the chicken. So the chicken is satay sauce chicken. But if you do a chicken, you put barbecue sauce, it's a barbecue chicken. If you put thyme and rosemary, it's a thyme and rosemary chicken. So Pluto station in direct is the spice of the chicken this week. And it's like bloody hell chicken. Now, so we are ending the eclipse cycle, which is also ending the Scorpio-Taurus eclipses that we had for the last year and a half, 2 years until now. And now this week we have few shifts. So Mercury moved into Libra today. Mars will go into Scorpio on the 12th, like next Thursday. Mars will move to Scorpio. And Venus this week is going to move into Virgo. So all the personal planets are shifting the energy. Mercury from Virgo to Libra, Mars from Libra, long time Libra, Mars from Libra to Scorpio, and Venus from Leo to Virgo. So it will be sense that the energy is changing in all those archetypes. So Mercury, I said, moves from the factual, collects the data information into Libra, weighing it out, conversing, discussing, agreeing, disagreeing, arguing, battling, civil arguments, like, oh my god, this kind of this week this eclipse is exactly on the day of the voting of the yes or no in Australia. And the headlines are already pouring day to day that there is like conflicts between voters, between yes and no people fighting, all kind of this. It's gonna be really ugly. I believe it's gonna get uglier. So my point of recommendation to everyone who are in Australia and going to vote to the yes or no campaign this week is really stay away from arguments. Just go vote, do your thing, get out. This is not going to be fun for the people that will decide to debate or argue or even just say a word. You know, you might find yourself, no, I'm not going to argue, I'm not going to debate, but then you hear the argument next to you and then you decide that you want to say something too, and you say something and boom, you are in this massive situation. So avoid it, because that's what Mercury in Libra is supporting as well. Make sure that we practice the positive, healthy Mercury in Libra, which is being the diplomat. Mercury is gonna help us in Libra by helping us like the inquiry of how can I find balance and harmony while the entire world is a ticking bomb about to explode. How am I going to maintain my emotional and my well-being, balance and harmony when I am about to explode? So Mercury in Libra, awesomely important time to practice meditation, to give yourself a spot in the day where you can sit, center yourself, calm your mind, calm your thoughts, just meditate, just cool it through meditation and through observation and through inner reflection of like, you know, maybe you don't have to say what you need to say because you think you need to say it, but if you say it, it's gonna create chaos and arguments and fights and war, and it's like maybe it's better not to say it. weighing it out. You are going to feel intense emotions. You're going to have intense dynamics of interactions this week. You're going to be processing a lot of uncomfortable energies. And I promise you, you will feel it. There will be days you go like, oh my freaking God, is this day going to end? There's going to be that kind of energy. It's like everyone's on the edge. Everyone's on the edge. Everyone's freaking tired. Everyone's challenged. Everyone is really feeling intense changes in their life, but none of us know exactly what's going on. None of us know exactly what's happening. We know that there are big changes happening. We know that we are changing. We know that life is changing, but we don't quite know what is it changing into, and what are we going to do about it, and how are we going to be with that new world changing, and how are we going to be with all these things that are going to be inside of us. And that creates a very sharp and tense edge. And it's like you go to a petrol station and you decide to light a match. It's like, don't light the match in a petrol station this week. For sure. Don't. Just don't. It's gonna be, it's like you see your engine heating up. Your engine is heating up. You're driving on the road. Your engine is heating up, and you know that if you're gonna continue, your engine is gonna blow up in your face. So stop pressing on that gas pedal. Stop the car on the side of the road. Let it cool down. Make sure you have enough water there, and try to get your way into the next petrol station so you can call RACV or whatever to rescue you. Because if you're gonna keep on pressing on that pedal, when you are your engine is already screaming, I'm about to explode, your car is gonna explode. The same with your partners. If you are in a relationship, I am really gratefully, happily single in this time. But those of you who are in relationship, it's kind of like, do you really want to press your partner one more step into the edge? Because you can sense the energy is tense. You can sense he or she did not have the best day. You can see that they're already kind of like trying to do everything they can just to keep it cool, calm, and collected. Do you really need to argue on the electricity bill right now? Do you really have to throw that spidey comment right now? Think carefully. Be a diplomat. Be calculated. Is it going to promote peace, equality, harmony, fairness, or is it going to create a civil war? Is it going to benefit me? Is it worth it? My ego wants to. Oh my God, Mars square Pluto. Mars, my ego. Pluto, you abuse me, I'm gonna freaking kill you. Not really, I'm just saying. It's like, how dare you speak to me like that? I'm gonna show you who I am. I'm gonna show you what I am. And it's like, and it's on the edge. And as Mercury is now traveling through Libra, supporting all the things I just spoke about, then Mars just came off the South Node, like cutting cords to past experiences, past relationship, kind of like cleaning the lineage kind of concepts. Like Mars on the South Node this week was, at the same time Mercury was opposing Neptune. Like something is happening. We are changing. We are going through something, but Mercury in opposite Neptune, we don't quite get what is it. We are feeling a lot of emotional processes. We are going through a spiritual experience. We know that we are on some kind of a soul journey that is guided. We have this kind of part of us is trusting that divine unfolding that is happening in our life. But Mercury opposing Neptune is like, but we don't quite understand what it's about. We can't fully figure it out. And it was in Virgo. Mercury in Virgo, it's anal about figuring out. It really wants to figure it out. But it can't because it's confused by this opposition to Neptune. That was happening this week. And following that, Mars came on top of the South Node where the past stuff coming up. You could have had flashbacks from the past. Flashbacks into past relationships. Flashbacks into past things that happened to you that disturbed your balance, peace, and harmony. and the desire to really cut out of it, like just walk away from it, like not go in there. Mars on the south node is like, there is no winning Mars on the south node. There is only the illusion of the ego that it's about to win. But Mars on the south node, it's the illusion of the ego that there is a win here, where in fact it's gonna lose, and everyone's lose. And so that's something to kind of pay attention to, that was this week and still unfolding. And with that energy of Mars on the south node, now Mars comes into Pluto, and here we have a massive power struggle. Here we have a very explosive dynamic of friction, of power dynamic, of like people ego fighting for power. And this is easily a bomb exploding. This is easily some act of war, some act of abuse. This is people acting recklessly. Pluto, reckless. Mars, acting. And it's like Mars is in Libra. And so it's kind of like, it will be very extremely important this week to be the diplomat more than any other time. But it's gonna be very challenging to be the diplomat, because it's gonna be super intense. And we really have to watch it. Now, there is a very cool thing about it. As if I go, let me take you through that. So today Mercury into Libra. So yeah, also Mercury is now, because Mercury is on 0 Libra, coming to the 1st degree of Libra. If I'll move it a bit forward, here it is. There we go. So by 4 a.m. tonight, early Friday morning, 4 a.m., Mercury comes to the 1st degree, which is already happening now. So Mercury 1st degree of Libra is doing the quincunx to Saturn. And again, this is difficult. It's difficult because like Mercury, it wants to understand now what's fair, what's unfair. It wants to reach an agreement. It wants to, present the facts and communicate and talk it through in order to get a kind of like, let's find the balance again. How can I find my balance again? And it's quincunx Saturn, which is kind of like, I just can't get as disciplined as I would have loved to. I just can't get as organized as I would have loved to. There's like, I'm trying to make this work, but there's kind of glitches, or things just don't go along as I want them to go along. There's a bit of a held back, and there's a bit of a that's now and building into tomorrow morning. And as Mercury is doing that, Mars here on the 25th degree 39 Libra, here at 6 o'clock, Mars is now doing the quincunx to Neptune. So it's like, Mars, I want to take action. I'm just coming off the south node and I'm in Libra. I want to take action to really install peace and fairness and harmony in my life. But I'm quincunx in Neptune. Why do I don't have the energy to do what I really want to do in order to get the balance in my life? I'm confused about how I'm feeling. I'm confused about what is an illusion and what is real. Like, is this dream, or is this intuition, or is this desire, is it really divinely guided, or is it some kind of an illusion, or why can't I get it? So Mars is doing that with Neptune, as Mercury is doing that with Saturn, the quincunxes. And on top of that, the Sun on the 12th degree 11 minutes here of Libra is doing half a square to Venus. And half a square is kind of like, think that the square is 90 degrees, half a square is 45 degrees. And it's kind of like, it's from the conjunction into the challenge. There's kind of like, what is this? So again, Mercury, Saturn. I want to talk, I want to understand, I want to install, I want to make a decision that will help me. Mars in Libra. I want to take action that will help me achieve harmony and balance in my life. But Mars is with Neptune. I'm a bit confused. I can't seem to find the energy to make it happen or to make it work. Mercury with Saturn. I want to do it, but there's holdbacks. It's like, please send me that email before you can get through that. Please do that before you can do that, and only then you can do that. There's all these delays and hiccups, and the Sun in Libra, who wants to have balance and fairness and harmony, it's kind of like half a square with Venus in Leo, and it's kind of like, how can I feel Venus royal love, feeling like I'm having fun, I'm enjoying my life, I'm living the life I want to live, I'm royal queen, royal king, but I can't find the balance, I can't find the harmony. Now, that's just the Libra quincunxes. Then we've got on top of that the fact that Venus on the 27th degree, this is Friday morning, or now into Friday, Venus on the 27th degree Leo is now doing the quincunx to Pluto. So, and Neptune. So there's the finger of faith. There's a few finger of faith here. And remember, the finger of faith is like a sextile between two base planets, quincunx in one planet. So earlier this week we had Venus sextile Mars, quincunx Neptune. Now Venus is moving forward. Mars is still in that quincunx to Neptune, but now Venus is doing the quincunx to Neptune and quincunx to Pluto, and Pluto and Neptune are sextile. And so it's kind of like Venus wants, it's like Venus is a crypto investor that wants to make 10x within the next 2 weeks. Short-term gain. I want to find my fun, I want to find my love, I want to find my royal life, I want to live like a king and queen, and I want it now. Where is it? I want it now. I want to have fun now. Let's have fun now. Guess what, baby girl? You just had death in the family and everyone's grieving. So with all the respect to you want to have fun, it's not going to happen right now. And so Pluto and Neptune are saying to Venus, we know you want to have fun, we're hearing you, we know you want to have the love of your life, the fun, the quality, to be heard, to be seen, to be acknowledged, to live in your royal life. We know that. It's not happening yet. It will happen. There is a divinely guided Neptune, deep evolutionary Pluto process that is happening here, and the sextile between Neptune to Pluto is saying it's beneficial, it's for better, it's working for you. Pluto is like holding the power, Neptune is holding the dream, and Venus in Leo wants it now. She wants it now. She wants to feel it now. She wants to have that dress now. She want to look great now. She want to have great sex now. She want to sing her song now. But Pluto and Saturn are kind of saying, look, you want to sing your song? Did you write it? Yeah. Did you compose it? Yeah. Okay. Now, first, let's find the musicians to record it with you in the studio. Let's book a studio. Let's record it. Then we need to mix it, to master it. Then we need to promote it, put it on social media. And only then you'll be invited to sing it on stage. So no, you are not singing on stage right now. But the song you are writing right now will be sang on stage later down the track. So make sure that you're focusing on writing your song. That's kind of like what Pluto and Neptune saying to Venus. Is like, trust the process. It's divinely guided. There's a deep evolutionary process happening here, and you're gonna get what you want. We are hearing you, so keep on processing what you want. Keep on processing what you wish to manifest. We are hearing you, but you still haven't fully got it yet. You're still downloading it. Then the finger of faith between Venus sextile Mars into Neptune. So Venus wants that, and Mars wants to take the action in Libra. And so Mars is taking, there is an action happening that is ultimately will benefit the balance, equality, fairness, harmony in our life, to have more fairness in relationships, in how we relate to others, in our group circles, friends, family, beloveds, all those things. The actions that are happening are supporting what Venus wants to manifest in Leo, and what Venus desires in Leo is guiding Mars how to act in Libra, and both of them are quincunx Neptune. So it's kind of like it's both in order to manifest the dream. It's in order to have that dream. It's in order to have that healing. In order to have that connection to spirit. In order to have that connection to divine unconditional love. In order for you to have that, we are doing this work right now. So those are those fingers of faith that are happening, that are quite interesting by themselves. And so this is happening tomorrow. And remember, I'm saying today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I'm getting through the days, but it's all happening simultaneously. I'm just breaking it down for you. Now, the next thing I want to go into, so then, now Venus comes to so Venus has passed the exact quincunx to Neptune. Mars is coming into the exact conjunction, quincunx to Neptune. So Venus and Neptune has already, Venus is already kind of connected with that dream, with that divine. Now Venus is kind of letting go a bit, so Mars can come in and actualize it with Neptune. That is happening exactly there you go. On your 11 o'clock, Venus 2549, quincunx Neptune, here 6 o'clock, 2549. The exact time is Friday 9:54 a.m. So it's all happening tonight as we speak. You know, this, let's see what Jesse's saying. Gosh, Ami, this is a powerful message tonight. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Just there's much more coming. This is just the entree. But you see, what I'm doing for you now is I am channeling to you, I am delivering to you the messages of spirit, of the stars, Neptune, which is allowing you to have the insight into the process that you're experiencing in your life with your Venus and Mars, with your feminine and masculine, your relationships, your dealings, your feelings. And now, as Mars is doing the exact quincunx to Neptune, at the background, now Mars is gonna move forward with that. And remember also tonight, Mercury is doing the quincunx to, this is happening simultaneously. Mercury quincunx Saturn as Mars quincunx Neptune. And then we're moving, and after this, the next thing that is building up is Venus exact quincunx to Pluto. Pluto here 2753, Venus 2725, so we're gonna move hours forward. Oh, lots of Om this week, I'm telling you, lots of Oms. Okay, there you go. Friday 11:26 p.m. Okay, so Friday morning, early morning, Mercury Saturn. Later on in the morning, Mars Neptune. And then tomorrow night, 11:26, we have the Venus quincunx exactly Pluto. And this is difficult. Just like Venus just can't get what she wants. And she's getting cooked. She just can't seem to have the power to transform it. She wants to, and she's on the edge of getting out of her shadow zone. So she's kind of like, listen man, I've been in this Leo journey for 3 months. June, July, August, 3.5 months. Middle of June, July, August, September. 3.5 freaking months I'm in Leo, preparing for my party, want to have the best party of my life, the great sex of my life, the great love of my life, the great family of my life, the great, also, by the way, it's also finance. It's also our jobs, our careers. It's not just the relationship and the sexuality stuff. It's also investments, it's also our income, it's also job. It's like, so Venus is kind of going to Neptune. It's like, oh my god, I'm starting to be desperate. Am I going to get through this? I'm a bit lost. I'm starting to have despair. How am I going to get through this? My business, my money, my this, my that, It's like, and Neptune is like, calm down, Venus, calm down. Just ground yourself and just don't get lost in your delusions of your phobias and your paranoias, and just kind of create your kingdom. Just walk with what you've got to create your kingdom. So now Venus comes to Pluto, and Pluto is kind of, Venus goes like, hey Pluto, listen man, I'm doing everything I can to have fun in my life, to be positive, to create the life that I want to live, and I just can't seem to freaking get it. Can you please get me off the hook? So it's like Pluto is like, hold, you are still must, no, wait a second, a bit of drama. You must still remain here and observe the process. You will get what you deserve, but not yet. But I want it now. I want it now. Give it to me. You know, where is it? Where is that transformation that I'm looking for? Where is that healing that I want in my life? Where is that? It's like, not yet. Not yet. The process is unfolding, and it's not in your control. Hello, Carrie. You've joined us in the sound effect of the night. And so Venus comes to Pluto. Deep uncomfortable feelings. There's no winning here. I just can't get a win. There's no winning. It's like Venus is kind of like freaking freak. It's the end of Leo. I'm on the almost on the 28th degree. I'm almost out of my shadow zone. I've been processing this for 3.5 months, and I'm still not winning. So Venus is getting cooked. Then and then the next jump is on Sunday. So this is all building up, and now also keep in mind, here is Mars by Friday night. Mars is already on the 26th degree of Libra. So as Venus is quincunx in Pluto, Mars is already in that square to Pluto, and it's only getting more and more intense. So Venus is only kind of like, it's almost like Venus is awakening the dragon. He's like, hey dragon, you snore. Hey, you snore. Wake up, you snore. You're snoring. You know, sometimes I have in sound healing meditation, sometimes there's a snorer. And most of the time, you know, most of the people are kind of, it's all they're cruising in their own dimension, or they're in this deep stillness, they kind of navigate through it. But then there's always the 1, 2, 3 people that get so irritated. And you will see them in the middle of sound healing. Let's say, you know, they have an eye cushion on their eyes, and they suddenly go like that. Who the fuck is this man? They don't say a word, but you can see the energy. It's like, who the fuck is snoring? You're disturbing my sound healing. I've come here to relax, and where is it? And they see them hunting with their eyes. Who is snoring? Where is it? Where is it? And then suddenly you see them go like, okay, I'll just meditate. So that's Venus with Pluto. Is like, can I please get a bit of serenity? I came here for sound healing meditation. You're snoring in my ear. And so that's the Venus quincunx with Pluto. And then Mars is building that square to Pluto. Goes like, that's it. I'm freaking done. I'm freaking done. Hey, you're snoring. And it's like, I'm sorry. That person was in deep meditation somewhere in whoop in another dimension, and the person that just got upset and bashed them on their shoulder just shook them to the core of their being, and they go like, what the fuck? Okay, sorry. Sorry. Not to do with Mars square Pluto. So this is building up. So now look, we are following this personal planets party here in Libra, Libra and Leo, because that's now by this time Moon is in Cancer Friday night. So Moon entered Cancer, and Moon is home in sensitive Cancer, emotional security, emotional insecurity. I'm not feeling good. Venus kind of quincunx Pluto. I don't know what to do anymore. There's just no winning here. I'm just feeling so low, so desperate. I'm kind of like so confused. Like, oh, why am I feeling so weird? And the Moon in Cancer is like, how can I feel? Oh, mommy! Moon in Cancer. Mommy! That's Moon in Cancer. And so as the Moon is in Cancer, it's already like a baby Googie Gia, kind of want to cry and have a kind of like a meltdown. What is it doing? Squaring Chiron. Oh, oh my god. Oh my god. There's just more and more goodies that are compounding on top of each other. Just a second. So moon 12 degrees of Cancer is squaring the sun, the first quarter square. So from the new moon in Aries we had, sorry, the full moon in Aries that we just had, it's the third quarter square. So the full moon in Aries happened. I need to release and let go of my anger, frustration, irritation, my upset, my way, my ego, whatever is disturbing me, whatever is cooking me. Full moon in Aries. Now comes the third quarter square, the checkpoint towards the new moon. It's like, well, so you want to know what you're letting go of? That full moon in Aries? Do you want to know what you're releasing? Do you want to know what you're letting go of? This week is going to show you in your face. The anger, the upset, the resentment, the power battles, the power struggles, the ego deflation, the ego inflation, the ego struggles, the conflicts, the arguments, the anger, how you feel upset and people fighting you, arguing you, challenging you, whatever. The moon square the sun, third quarter square. That's on Friday night as well, as Venus is doing that to Pluto, as Mercury is doing that to Pluto, as Mercury is breaking out of Saturn. Not fun at all. It's going to be an intense weekend. And then a few hours later, the moon will come into the 17th degree of Cancer here on your 1 o'clock. And when it comes to the 17th degree of Cancer, the moon will square Chiron. So this is Saturday morning, and on Friday night we had an upset, and on Saturday morning we are in a meltdown. We are feeling wounded, we are feeling insecure, we are feeling potentially uncomfortable, kind of pain, emotional, kind of like googie gear. Don't be a googie gear. Don't be a googie gear. So what do you expect me to do, Ami? I told you, Mars in Libra. You need to walk with your mind in order to install balance and harmony in you. Meditate, go for a walk, breathe, talk yourself into centeredness, talk yourself into peacefulness, talk yourself into stillness. Because there's going to be the energy that will support a meltdown. There's going to be the energy of like googie gear. I don't have what I want. I feel so I can't take it anymore. I'm melting down. That's it. And this emotional state, if not going to be nurtured, Cancer, nurture your emotional needs, your body, your emotional state. Nurture them. You are your own mother. You are your own father, ultimately. You know when you are upset and you know what helps you. You know when you are sad, you know what helps you. You know when you're happy, what helps you. So you know your emotional body the most out of everyone. You are the most intimate partner that you have. And so yes, you can recognize and acknowledge the fact that you're feeling wounded and challenged and tired and exhausted and in pain or whatever. But then also you need to use Mercury in Libra, use your mind, meditation, mindfulness, in order to secure the moon in Cancer, to make yourself feel emotionally secure. It's okay. I feel you. I hear you. You want to have a cry in the shower? Let's go into the shower and cry. I'm going to cry. And I'm going to let myself cry. And I'm going to release that cry. And then I'm going to guide myself back into, it's okay. That was a good release. Now let's come back to ourselves. Let's take a deep breath. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything is gonna be okay. I can do this. It's okay. I can do this. Let's keep it cool. Keep it cool could be the mantra of this week. Keep it cool, man. Keep it cool, because if you're not gonna keep it cool, unpleasant. So moon square Chiron, 9:26 a.m. Saturday morning. Venus is coming to the 28th degree by Saturday morning. Mercury is already on the 3rd degree of Libra. And what else is happening? Oh, yeah. Okay, yes. So now we're going into... Where's Mars? There you are, Mars. Mars is building the square, yeah. So now let's go a few hours forward and at Saturday, 7:19 p.m. Venus is finally coming out of retrograde shadow zone. So there's like a bit of a flavor of like, finally, I'm getting something. Venus is out of her shadow after 3.5 months, 28 degree of Leo. And now Venus is going to have a degree and a half of like, at the end of Leo, of yes. So this is Saturday evening, and maybe Saturday night is going to be a taste of some goodness. A love-making session in a relationship, a pleasant dinner, a nice gathering with friends, a nice moment with beloveds, a momentary good feeling within you that is kind of like, oh, this feels good. Venus is in Leo, at the end of Leo, Saturday night. Finally she's having fun. Finally she's having a bit of fun, but not for too long. By that time the moon is already on the 22nd degree of Cancer. This is on Saturday evening. And so now the moon is doing the square to the nodes. So the moon in Cancer, as Venus is now out of shadow, realizing things more clearly, really getting something here, really kind of like actualizing some fun or some love. Hello Sidonia from Portugal. Hello, bom dia. So now the moon is coming to the 22nd. I'm gonna take it a few hours forward. Here is the moon, 24 degree of Cancer on your 7 o'clock, and it's doing the square to the nodes, and it's kind of like the past and the future destiny calling to do something new with myself, to recreate myself, to get into a new way with myself, to feel better about myself. And it's together with Aries, so it's kind of like I'm gonna do whatever I want to do in order to feel good about it, in order to feel this is really good actually. Venus at the end of Leo. I want to feel good, I want to have fun, I want to feel royal, and I want to do it now. I want to do it now. Moon in Cancer, after having that intense square to the sun and square to Chiron, moon is coming to Cancer and squaring the nodes. It's like, I'm done with that kind of feeling. I want to feel good. And with Venus at the end of Leo, it's like, yeah, I want to feel good. But what is happening in the background? Mars is building more and more the square to Pluto. Mars 2651, Pluto 2753. And so now we're gonna move a few more hours. Where is it? Yep. Now we're gonna move a few more hours. And here is too much. On Sunday early morning, 4:26 a.m., the moon is now on the 27th degree of Cancer, and it's squaring exactly Mars. There's a grand square here for a moment. Like, it's a matter of a few hours, but it's a very intense shift from. It's kind of moon coming cooked from the square to sun, that she can't find her balance. Then the square to Chiron, she's feeling wounded. Then she comes to the moon nodes and she's kind of like, I don't want to feel the way I'm used to feel all these times, and I want to feel like that, I want to feel like that. And Venus at the end of Leo is like, yeah, I want to feel good about my life, I want to have fun in my life. And then the moon comes into square Mars opposed Pluto. And she just can't get what she wants. She just can't feel what she wants. There's just some kind of a reckless force, a power struggle dynamic that is building. Mars is on the 27th degree, Pluto is on the 27th degree, Moon on the 27th degree, and it's a grand square here where the emotional, and it's at the end of Cancer. the most sensitive, the most gugigia, the most insecure or the most secure, the most nurtured or the most unnurtured. This is the baby going for a blast of cry because it wants more milk, and the mother is freaking tired. She didn't sleep all night. It's 4 a.m. It's 4:26 a.m. She literally didn't sleep all night because all night the baby just wouldn't go down. And she breastfed, and she changed his diapers, and she sang him song, and she cuddled him and cradled him, and her eyes are already baggy with nerves, red nerves running through her eyes. She's grumpy ass, and the husband in bed is sleeping like a baby, and she goes like, I'm about to explode, I'm about to lose it, I don't know, and the baby goes like, "Wah! Wah!" Yeah, she goes, I can't handle this anymore. That's actually a good way of looking at it. So, but think like, even if you're not a parent to a baby, that baby is your inner self. Your inner self just can't. And Mercury in Libra is like, oh my God, how can I find some peace and balance and harmony in my life? Can I just meditate? And you meditate, and suddenly the neighbor starts to do all the gardening work with his heavy tools. 7 o'clock in the morning, Sunday, the lawnmower. Not fun at all. Very edgy, very emotional, very abrupt, very intense. Everything is intense. Pluto 27, Mars 27, Venus 2853. Venus is like at the end of Leo. She really wants to get what she wants. And Black Moon Lilith is right there with her conjunct, and she's just about to go to a war. She's like, listen man, if I'm not gonna have fun now, I'm gonna have a fight with you. There's like this really intense energy. Very, very intense. And all this is only kind of building up the square to Pluto, which is the build-up is the most intense. So all these background flavors which I'm sharing with you, they are like the spices that are cooking that chicken. And that chicken is on 240 degrees in the oven being roasted to the core. Think that you are that chicken. And they put all these spices on you, and there's the barbecue and the chili and you're in the oven, and you want to break free, you want to get out of here, you want to have fun, but you just like you're being cooked and cooked and cooked. And then quite intense Sunday, Monday. Then comes Sunday, 10:20 a.m., 26 a.m., Moon moves into Leo. And here the Moon is expressive. Remember, Leo is creative self-expression. So when the moon in Cancer is feeling a lot inside, internalizing, feeling, kind of processing emotional state, then the Moon comes into Leo, and it's that toddler come to the parent after like being kind of nagging and crying. It's like, and the parent goes like, what is the problem? What is going on with you today? What is happening with you today? And then suddenly the toddler goes like, well, I wanted this, and I wanted to go there, and you promised me to go to the Luna Park, and you said wait until I'll finish all the things that I had to do, but then in the meantime, my brother was bashing me in the room, and I tried to call you to tell him to stop bashing me because I don't like this, he's abusive, he's abusing me, and you don't pay attention to me, so I went to mom, but mom was so busy on the phone that she wasn't talking to me as well because she was arguing to someone on the phone, and then now all this time, my brother keep on bashing me, and I have nowhere to go, and nobody is listening to me, and it's 5 o'clock, and the Luna Park is closed. So I'm unhappy, and that's why I took your car and I drove it into the next wall, because that's the only way I could get attention from you. My God. Moon moves into expressive Leo. Emotions are starting to be expressed. I want my emotions to be heard, and the moon goes into Leo, as Venus is on the 29th degree of Leo. Venus definitely want to be seen, Venus definitely want to be heard, and Venus is our feminine. We definitely want to have fun, we definitely want to feel love, we want to be comfortable, we want to have pleasures in our life, we want to have emotional and financial security, we want to have our money in order flowing, we want to buy the things that we want to buy, we want to make our life better, we want to have more quality of life in our lives. And the moon is now coming into Leo, and we've been processing all these feelings, and everything else in the background is cooking, and Mars is cooking the square to Pluto, and we freaking have to say what we have to say, because how we feel is expressed, and it's a very expressive, emotional Sunday, Monday. And it's edgy as fuck. Edgy. Now, as the moon is traveling through Leo, the moon is coming. Let's see what's coming first. Venus into. So, by the way, this is while all this intensity is happening. This is the 2 days, day and a half that Venus is finally out of shadow. Venus is finally in the end of Leo. She finally out of shadow. But she still can't get what she wants. And so now, with that feeling that Venus, after 3.5 months in Leo, still don't get what she wants, Mars is squaring to Pluto. So think that the whole process we've been going through in our lives since June, our jobs, our finance, our relationships, our love, our health, our beauty, our sensuality, our sex life, our pleasures in our life, the quality of our life. We've been going through a very big process around it since June, and we still can't find it. That's what I said, the crypto trader that wants to make 10x on his trade within the next 2 weeks, is that short-term gamblers, they just can't get it. It's not going to happen. Bitcoin is not going to the moon tomorrow. Bitcoin is going to the moon over time. Your crypto coin that you bought, that you've done research into and you believe in, it's not going to the moon tomorrow. It takes more time. But Pluto sextile Neptune throughout all this time are saying to us, don't you worry. It will come even better. The held back, the fact that you are not getting it right now is because we are making sure that when you're gonna get it later on down the track, it's gonna be a very long-term good thing for you. So remember what I told you in the last few love streams. We are doing the dirty work. We are not seeing the good life that we want to live yet. We are not feeling it, we are not embodying it, we are not getting it, we are still in the process of figuring it out. And it's holding us back, the universe is holding us back because all this activity of the Mars and the Venus and the Mercury and the Sun and the Moon, all that is happening while all the heavy big planets are hardly moving. It's all just like boom. So it could feel like on top of the surface there's a lot of action. There's a lot of energy, there's a lot of changes, there's a lot of things happening, but underneath the surface, not much is happening. So it's kind of like, you may look for a job. So you go on seek.com, you look for the jobs, you apply for the jobs, you fix your resume, you apply your resume, you send it this, you talk to a friend, he connects you with another friend, you talk to that friend, maybe they have a job for you, and you're processing, am I going to leave that job, I'm already preparing myself, you're doing all that, but underneath the surface, there is still no job. You're still in that old job that you don't want anymore, for example. So, in a relationship, you've been raising the issues, you've been raising the problems, you're doing counseling, you're meditating, you're doing healing journeys on yourself, you're really working on improving that relationship, this ongoing long-term issue that prevents your relationship from going to the next level, that the way you handle it, the way you feel about it, the way you deal with it, the way you... all those things. and you're doing all that, and there's the conversation, there's the arguments, there's another fight, there's another week pass, and another month has passed, and you've managed to change this and this, but this is still not changing. There's all these little tweaks on top of the surface, but the relationship is still there. It's still in that figuring out. And it's like, yes, of course you would love your relationship to be in that place now, where things are finally flowing, finally love, finally happiness, harmony. Yes, but it's not coming yet. You are doing the dirty work. That when that will come for your relationship, it will be freed from that bullshit forever. It will be freed from the crap forever. That crap. There will always be a new crap. You know, when you will get that, it will be forever. It will be for a long term. And so it's not going to be a quick fix. It's a long-term investment. In everything right now is a long-term investment. In you. You are not going to be happy tomorrow. As you want to be. You're not going to feel as much love as you would have loved to feel tomorrow. You're not going to have as much money as you want to have tomorrow. But on the long term you will. So keep on doing the work, and don't quit, and don't give up, and don't no despair. No, this week I had a healing session with a woman, that beautiful woman. She's just tired. She's tired of the journey. And I sent her home after doing a lot of work on her and fixing her up and balancing her up and boosting her up with power. And I sent her home with this message: there is no I'm tired. Let that go. You can do it. I believe in you. You are capable. Now keep on going. Don't give me that I'm tired. Don't say that to yourself. Now, I'm not a saint. I find myself sometimes in those situations too. We are all humans. Let's kind of catch yourself. Mercury in Libra. Catch yourself with your mind. Your thoughts. Are they promoting balance, fairness, equality, justice, harmonium, equilibrium inside of you or not? When you say to yourself, I'm tired, I can't take this anymore, is that promoting harmonious equilibrium? Is that promoting fairness towards you, that you are doubting your ability so much that you say to yourself that you are tired, you can't take it anymore? No. Pluto, this square to Mars, Pluto is not giving Mars what it wants. Mars wants to take action. Mars wants to install balance now, install peace now, install harmony now, make it fair. Mars is, I'm going to sue you because you have done the wrong thing by me, and I know that I'm so right that I don't even need a lawyer. I'm gonna sue you by myself. And then you go to court and the other lawyer fries your ass on the stand because you were not prepared for the lawyer's toxic ways of dealing, and you didn't know exactly how to protect yourself in that. And so remember, Mars is coming from the south. No, there's no winning here by acts of war. No acts of war will justify winning. There's only going to be losing. There's only losers in war. Nobody wins a war. Everyone loses. The main losers are the families and friends of those that went to war and never came back. The generals, they sit in their office with the air condition. It's the soldiers that lose their life. Thank you, Patsy Ann. Grateful for you too. Alan, thank you for the fire. Fire is blazing. And so, remember this in the back of your head, family. Mars, the masculine, our egos. We had enough of the bullshit. We want to take action that we justify as fair, as balance, as the right thing to do. But there's a lot of weird things going on that we may be deceiving ourselves, and then Pluto is there saying like, no, you're not gonna get it, mate. It's not gonna happen. And so Pluto is kind of like, Pluto is holding the power. So what you want to avoid is doing the dark side of this, because both Mars and Pluto are the rulers of Scorpio. Secrets, lies, manipulations, mind games. I'm not looking forward for this week. because I know some people in my life that will be so activated by this energy. I'm already shielding myself. I'm already preparing. I already know that it's gonna be such a shit show, because I have certain people in my life that are like so much like that. But if you have a psychopath in your life, if you have like a narcissist in your life, if you have someone that is kind of like just constantly trying to gaslight you, this is the classic narcissist versus the empath. Remember, the moon in Cancer, the empath, feeling sensitive. The moon comes to Leo, wanna feel fun, Leo. Venus at the end of Leo. Oh, can we just hug and make love as if nothing happened? Mars in Libra, I'm just trying to take action to balance my relationship, even though it's very abusive and it sucks, and you always put me down and you call me names and you gaslight me and you crazy making, you move my things around and you tell me you didn't move it, and you have affairs on me, and then you tell me that you don't have an affair, but I found the SMS on your phone. You tell me, no, that's an SMS, that was probably a wrong number, that's not for you don't know anyone named Cassandra. But what is this picture on Instagram? You say Cassandra, so you know Cassandra. Is like, oh, that Cassandra. No, it's not the same Cassandra. I don't know who is this. So, you know, be careful on going out on Saturday night, because Venus is finally at the end of Leo and you want to have the party of your life, and the moon is in Leo. You want to be felt, you want to go on the dance floor. You just had a breakup and you go on the dance floor and you want a new man or a new woman to just hold your body and dance with you, because you want to feel desired and loved and sexy and beautiful. But then that night continues and here comes the creepy crawlers, the alcohol is sneaking in, and suddenly you find yourself being manipulated while you're intoxicated, and suddenly you're in bed with the person that you just danced in the dance floor, and you didn't even realize what you're gonna be in bed with him, and suddenly he's kind of mistreating you sexually. God forbid, I do not wish it for anyone, but I'm just saying, be aware of the manipulators, be aware of manipulative dynamics, be aware of gaslighting, narcissistic, and use your Mercury in Libra, you know, use kind of like your intellect to kind of look at the facts and weigh it out. Is like, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? Should I say something? Should I not say something? You know, should I or should I not? Because with Venus at the end of Leo, this is the test of your royalty. If you're saying that you want the royal life and the love and the fun and the pleasures, then you better be the ambassador of that. And so you don't just kind of go and dance with any person on the dance floor that will give you a bit of affection and attention. Because here comes the moon now is in Leo, and there's a bit of a good feeling here too, because the moon will not really a friction, the moon will square, no, not yet, let's move it, so what was going Mars, moon, Venus, yeah, okay, Venus, so let's move here. Okay, a few minutes back. Venus is moving into Virgo, finally, after 3.5 months in Leo, on Monday at 12 p.m. So midday Monday, Venus is moving into Virgo from Leo. And here Venus, remember, Venus had those 2 days of like, yay, she had a Saturday, Sunday, great fun, party, whatever she had, which was really good, but also it brought up the reason for the friction, because at the moment, Venus, I'm actually gonna go a bit back, because it happens first. There you go. It's happening at the same time, but first, Mars here at 12 o'clock, 2753, Mars exactly square Pluto, 2753. Monday afternoon, quarter to 12 p.m. Quarter to 12 p.m. So this is Melbourne time, remember. So Monday is going to be a hot day at work, a hot day on the road, a hot day everywhere. People gonna be on edge. People gonna feel very explosive. So think that people gonna come to the office work on Monday from the intense, explosive uncomfortable weekend they had at home with their partner or alone or with the family, and here we are all coming to the office already cooked, and you just need to put a needle in the balloon and it goes pop. Yo. And this is a week, 6 days before the new moon solar eclipse, which is then a whole new level of activity. And so we are really coming to the end bits of this 6-month cycle, of this kind of 1.5 2 years of Taurus Scorpio kind of eclipses. Mars 2753, Pluto 2753, Venus 2959 of Leo. So as Mars is doing the square to Pluto, Venus is on the end minutes of Leo, like that's it. It has to be. And the moon in Leo, expressive. So you have the expressive moon in Leo, expressive Venus in Leo, at the end of Leo, as the moon is squaring Jupiter. And Jupiter is retrograde in Taurus. So you might feel unlucky. You might feel like things don't go your way. You might feel like you're not winning, you're not gaining. You don't get the expansion that you wish in life. It's just like, where is that expansion? Where is that abundance? Where is that good fortune? Where is the blessings? And the moon in just a second, I had a disconnection. Okay, you're back. Weird. I had something weird. And so the moon in Leo is now squaring Jupiter, and everything looks bigger. It looks even bigger than what it is. So you see that all the ingredients are kind of supporting just an intense climax of explosive, very uncomfortable, very, very challenging, very intense. And we're all gonna feel it. So as Mars is squaring Pluto, the moon is squaring Jupiter, and Venus is at the end of Leo. So that's 11:44 a.m. That's Mars Pluto. And then by 12:11, which is 11 plus 16, 27 minutes after, but it's still ongoing because Mars is still 2753. So as the square of Mars to Pluto is ongoing in the most intensity, Venus goes into Virgo. And so Venus goes into Virgo, and she doesn't like being in Virgo, but here Venus in Virgo becomes a bit anal about things. You know what? I realized that the reason why we are not happy in a relationship is because you do this. And if you will do that, maybe it'll be better. Can you please put your shirt like that? You see, that's super annoying when you do that. I told you 1,000 times not to put the cheese on the top shelf. Can you please put the cheese on the bottom shelf? There is actually a special drawer for it. That's why, you know what? That's why I can't stand you. Because of the cheese on the top shelf in the fridge. So Venus goes into Virgo after not getting what she wants in Leo, with the moon square in Jupiter. And what else is happening? Just a second. The moon is in Leo, and then after the moon is in Jupiter, by the way, then the moon will square Uranus, which is another like bzz, okay? But Venus moves into Virgo, and as soon as Venus goes into Virgo, and Mercury here, on the 7th degree of Libra, Mercury is doing a square and a half, which is 90 degrees plus 45 degrees, 135 degrees, a square and a half to Uranus. So the communication is becoming electric. The communication is becoming nerve-wracking. There's like, you know, it's like you could basically blow up the house with the wrong word. So really be calculated. That's what I'm saying. It's a week that the challenge is to be cool, and it's not gonna be easy. But you have to bite the bullet this week. You just have to survive this week. You have to get through this week without destroying your life. The worst case scenario of this energy is people wrecking their life, people quitting life, people mental health issues, people suicidal people. Not good for them. So if you have like suicidal people in your environment, if you have like mentally unstable people in your environment, make sure to check on them. Make sure to kind of do the "Are you okay?" phone call. You know, send your beloveds that you know they're struggling or they may be struggling. Send them "Are you okay?" message. You know, reach out. Although you may be yourself on the verge of "Am I okay?" before I say "Are you okay?" Like sometimes when we actually ask "Are you okay?" someone else, and it actually helps us as well. Think about that. But just make sure that when you contact someone to say "Are you okay?" if you're doing that, you're not trying to fix them, you're not trying to tell them what they do, because you yourself need to get your shit together, and you saying to the other person might actually trigger even more. So just be calculated and a good diplomat, and keep it cool, okay? Because Venus has now moved into Virgo, and Mercury is doing the square and a half to Uranus. And but get this right, Mercury square and a half to Uranus promotes speaking up to someone that gave you shit, speaking up to someone that just is just, you know that it's not fair what they did, you know it's unjust what they did, and you are here to tell them that. You're not going to turn a blind eye anymore, you are going to tell them. That's the energy. So the energy is promoting all of the above. So this is 5 days before the yes or no votes thing in Australia. You're gonna see people telling people all kind of things, and you're gonna see it on the global stage as well. This will be a week that something big is going to happen. This is going to be a week where something big is going to happen. I hope that's clear. Especially on that Mars, Pluto. From now, all this week is kind of red alert. It's happening. You know what? One moment I've prepared for you something. What is this Mercury square and a half to Uranus, as Mars square Pluto, as Venus move from the end of Leo into Virgo, as the moon is in Leo, as all that? It's kind of this energy. It's this energy.
They use force to make you do what the deciders have decided you must do. They use force to make you do what the deciders have decided you must do. Come on.
Rage Against the Machine. Killing in the name of. That's what you don't want to do this week. Yeah. Killing in the name of. That's kind of that energy of all this heat building up and building up and building up. So pay attention to that, because it will be in the air and you might feel like you want to do that. And it will be very interesting to see how this energy is going to unfold in the global arena. Financially, wars. Is a bomb going to explode? Is it going to be another attack of someone on someone? Is it going to be something that's going to disrupt a lot of people's life? Pluto return. Like, oh, this is another cool thing. The square between Mars 2753 and Pluto 2753, this is very, very cool. Look at that. I'm gonna take us now to go there. Okay, this is, it took you back to a second. Oh yeah, here it is. Oh no, I'm gonna move hours, days. Oh, there it is. The 8th of November 1982 is the chart in front of you. The 8th of November 1982. This is where Pluto and Saturn conjuncted in Libra. In January 2020, we had the Sun-Saturn conjunct in Capricorn. And that was the ending of a 30-year cycle from the last time they've met, and the beginning of a new 30-year cycle, the Great Conjunction, okay? So this was what started. Everything that we are going through in the last few years, Saturn conjunct Pluto is what started it all. Before that, the cycle that was ending, the cycle that we ended in 2020, it started in November 1982. Saturn conjunct Pluto where? On the 27th degree of Libra. So the 27th degree of Libra is where Saturn and Pluto conjuncted in 1982. And now we're gonna go to okay, now we are going into, let me move 2020, remember 1982, okay, and here is the conjunction of Saturn and Pluto. Sorry, this is Saturn Jupiter. Where did I go? That's Saturn Jupiter. It all happened back then. Saturn Pluto. There it is. There it is. Saturn-Pluto conjunction happened on the 22nd degree of Capricorn on the 13th of January 2020. So, January 2020 is when Saturn and Pluto started their 28 years. Yeah, Saturn is around 28 and a half years, 29 and a half years. Saturn-Pluto, January 2020, ended the cycle of Saturn-Pluto in Libra of 1982. What was happening in January 2020? The poo has spread into the world. In September, October, the poo started. November, December, it was cooking. In January, it started to spread into the world. By March 2020, we were in lockdown. So now you understand why in 2018 and 2017, I told everyone, get ready, something big is coming. And so, Pluto-Saturn, a new evolutionary process that is karmic, in which we will grow and learn from, that is about restructuring our life. So it's like the structure and karma of our life, Saturn, has gone through a reckless transformation by Pluto. The old structure was broken down and the new structure is being rebuilt. And so in 1982 it was in Libra. Relationships, justice, courts, legalities. And since the 80s, until the 80s, you did not see many divorces. Until the 80s, most couples lived together, even if it was the most abusive ever. People just stuck together, you know, to please the parents, to please the culture, the community, to please the religion. Everyone's like, it doesn't matter. He bashes her, abuses her, rapes her, manipulates her, all those things. She still has to be his wife. And you know, mother, kids, father, kids, all those things. But from the 80s, divorces No longer following the stick together till death, even if you suffer. It's kind of like, no. If it's not right, if it's corrupted, Pluto. If it's corrupted and not in integrity, Saturn and Pluto is like, what's in integrity, what's corrupted, what's in integrity, what's pure, what's not pure, what's right. It's like it's on a higher justice court of evolutionary of souls. And so they started the breakdown of the old perception and structure of relationships that we had until the 80s. And since the 80s, we have seen a massive jump in amount of divorces, single parents, legalities, courts, battles. The 80s, think New York. New York became the capital of lawsuits. You stepped on someone's shoe, they sue you. In New York, there was this kind of, there was that kind of saying that you can be sued for anything in New York. Even if you had the wrong toilet paper, someone can sue you. So all the concept of suing and legals and all those things has took a whole different thing. Now in 2020, they came into Aquarius. It's like, okay, we broke down the old relationships. Now we're building the future, Aquarius. Now it's about the future. And Aquarius rules people, other people in the world. How we relate to the world, who we are in the world, how we relate to other people, we are now creating a whole new process about that. So why am I mentioning that? Is because what's happening now, taking it to now, and I'm taking it now into Monday, no, here. Monday, 11:45 a.m., Mars is squaring Pluto on the 27th degree of Libra. So it's very interesting that Pluto is still in Capricorn, where he conjuncted. Sorry, I said Aquarius, but it's like the meeting in a Capricorn. It's like the institutions, the government, the law and order, all the structures of society, of our character as well, and who we are in society, our responsibilities, our due diligence. Capricorn is the home of Saturn, so there's a whole deep transformation in governance, and we see it. The old governments are crumbling down. The old financial system is crumbling down. The banking system crumbling down. The old institutional, non-for-profit, it's all being exposed and slowly crumbling down. Hollywood, all those things are everything, all the pyramids are crumbling down. And now, Mars is coming to that degree that Pluto conjunct Saturn in Libra in 1982, and now Mars is doing that square to Pluto while Pluto is still in that Capricorn. So it's almost like Mars is really coming to cut that cord. It's like, hey, remember the process we've been through between 1982 and 2020? Remember that we've ended that? I'm gonna make it clear, loud and clear now. Vroom. And so this friction and this frustration and this power battle and this power dynamic, they are cooking us in order to really understand. And this is happening after Mars just came off the South Node, which is past relationships and past lifetimes and all these kind of like ancestral kind of like Libra archetypes. So Mars is kind of like, I'm done with this bullshit. That's kind of how the ego feels at that time. And it's facing Pluto, and it's kind of like, yeah, this is corrupted. This is not right. This is not in integrity. This is abusive. I'm gonna expose. I'm gonna tell you what I think about you, Mercury, quincunx Uranus. I'm gonna tell you what I think about. This is also people with government, people with institution. So you're gonna see a lot of people voicing their opinions, a lot of people voicing protests and all kind of things. There's gonna be a lot of cooking. Protest. Aries is together with the North Node in Aries, super promoting protests and rebellion acts. Venus together with Black Moon Lilith, super promoting rebellious acts and kind of like, so it's all kind of, that's what I'm saying. I won't be surprised if something very big is happening this week in the world, leave alone our own life. It's like how we're going to feel. And what's the key guideline for this week? Keep it cool. It's not gonna be easy. Just keep it cool. Just get through this. Just bite the bullet. Just don't go into that war. Just don't wreck yourself. Don't jump off the bridge. Don't just throw your business to the ground. Don't just quit your spirituality because you're not having a great fun ride. Don't just quit your partner because you're just not having a great ride at the moment, but he's a good partner, she's a good partner. Don't just break down your family because of a temporary dissatisfaction. If it's a good family, family is the most important things. You're gonna throw your family away? What? To have good sex? What do you think? Being single, you're gonna have good sex all the time? You fool yourself. Christina, you're welcome. Alan. Yeah, the messages are coming through all the time. I see sequence of numbers all the time. That's the Neptune in the background. Neptune is the only planet that is kind of having kind of a ball in his own home. And saying like, hey, it's all divinely guided. Can you please have faith? Like, it's a test of faith. You're saying you're a light walker. You're saying you're a spiritual person. You're saying you're on a mission on this planet as a soul. Well, guess what? We're in the battlefield. Show me. This is the time to show up. It's hard. It's challenging. It's tiring. It's testing. It's not fun. We are in it. We have to survive it. Get through it. Come on. No tired, no quitting, no. You want to feel like it, but no. Just keep on doing what you're doing. Keep your cool. Mercury in Libra. Meditate. Mindfulness. Just speak to yourself. Guide yourself. Counseling. Psychology. Therapy. Healing. Come do some healing work. So then, I need to finish this love stream. It's 10 to 10. So then I'm going to go now to what else is happening there. Also, the sun is doing, at the same time, the sun is also doing a square and a half to Saturn. So the sun is also not having fun. Again, there's a held back. Oh, and by the way, on top of all that, as Mars square Pluto, as all the rest is happening, Venus comes into Virgo, and she's becoming a bit anal about things, and she wanna ground it, and she wanna find that here in the moment. And what she's facing, as soon as she comes into Virgo, there you go. Tuesday, 4:06 p.m. Venus, first 1 degree of Virgo. Oh, I need to move a few more minutes. Venus on 1st degree of Virgo is opposing Saturn on the 1st degree of... There you go. This is the exact moment. Virgo 1st degree at 2 minutes of Virgo, opposition to Saturn 1st degree of Pisces. What is it? Not fun. Not fun. Not happening yet. Held backs, frustrations. Saturn just can't get his shit together in Pisces. He lost a bit of the structure. He lost a bit of the discipline. It lost a bit of the maturity. It lost a bit of the kind of being a grown up and just doing what needs to be done. It's doing it, but it's not as it knows it can do much better. Venus comes into Virgo after a very long journey in Leo, and she wants to find love in a physical reality. She wants to find money right now, right here. She wants her business to get right. She wants her money to get right. She wants it. And everything. She's picky. She's becoming picky. She's becoming anal about the details of how to make it happen. And she wants to move forward and to start doing things, to fix things. And she's facing Saturn. There's a hellback. There is a blockage. There's like, no, it's not gonna happen. It's like you want to get something done, but there's an authority. Again, Pluto, powers beyond your control, are kind of challenging your ego, desire, Mars that wants to take action to really install the balance and fairness in your life. And then comes Venus. in Virgo, and she wants to kind of actualize and really find it in a physical reality. And what she's facing, opposition to Saturn. For freak's sake, can I get a breakthrough? Can I get something going on? How can I move forward? Why everything is so stuck? Why everything is so hard? Why everything is so slow? It's that kind of a thing. And it's just, Saturn is just teaching us the patience. It's just have patience. Just have patience. And the moon by now is on the 27th degree of Leo, so the moon is very expressive as well. And this is kind of like, you know what? We had a conversation on the weekend. I told you what I want you to do. I told you what I don't want you to do. I told you what I like. I told you what I don't like. But you go and do whatever the fuck you want. And, you know, I told you that I need to be at that time on that day to get my message. I told you I booked this message on Tuesday. I told you on the weekend I booked the message on Tuesday after I'm taking care of the kids all day long. And now you're telling me that you're going to be late because you had a surprise meeting that you didn't expect? I'm freaking done. And you hang up the phone and it's like, oh my god, I'm just trying to do my best. What can I do? It's like, but that's within us as well. So, to top it up, this is Tuesday evening, so... Oh, and this is, by the way, that's it. Pluto is stationing. As Venus is opposing Saturn, Pluto is stationing. So, sound healing meditation, Tuesday, the 10th of October, 7 p.m. I'll be at Here Yoga. Pluto is stationing direct after a very intense few days that I just spoke about. Venus is opposing Saturn. There is frustration, held backs, forcing us to have some patience. The moon is in Leo. Our emotions are very expressed. And the sun is now building the opposition to Chiron. And here is the soul again facing that feeling of being wounded, facing that pain, facing that frustration, facing that inadequacy, facing that insecurity. So it's really an uncomfortable soup. As Pluto is stationing direct, really stationing, so it's kind of like very, very intense. It's like a wave. Think that Pluto retrograde is like the ocean is retrieving. You're on the sand beach and suddenly the water disappears. And Pluto sucks all the water. And you go like, well, where's the water? I want to have fun. I want to swim in the ocean. And a few hours later, suddenly there's a massive tsunami coming. That's Pluto stationing direct. All that ocean that got sucked into the ocean, all that water, Pluto is stationing direct, and now all that water is building up into a wave, and that wave is starting to move. It's not a full-on tsunami yet because it's just starting to move from deep ocean, but once it gets to the ocean shores, it's just create a whole new thing. So Tuesday sound healing meditation, believe me, you will need it, and I will need it, and I will be at Here Yoga facilitating it. So if you need me, join me. Very intense day, Tuesday. From now, intensity building up. But by Tuesday we are so cooked. Oh my God, we are so cooked by Tuesday. And so yeah, that's. And then there's the big shifts. The other big shifts is that I'll go a day after. And I forgot to say on top of all that when was that happening as well? Wow, so much. On Tuesday morning, the moon is going to square Uranus. So there's like the emotional body is very expressed, very abrupt, very volatile, very intense as well. As Venus moved into Virgo and all that I just spoke of. Now moving to Wednesday, this is Wednesday morning. Mars is coming to the end degree of Libra, 29 degree of Libra, and the Sun is doing the exact opposition to Chiron at 1741. There we go. The sun is doing the exact opposition to Chiron. Oh, 1740 now. Okay. Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday at 5:02 p.m. on Wednesday, the sun opposes Chiron exactly. Okay? So Wednesday is that wounded day. And the moon is in Virgo by now, and Mars is at the end of Libra. And then the next thing that is happening is there we go. On Thursday at 3 p.m. and 4 minutes, here on your 12 o'clock, Mars is moving to Scorpio. And then bring all that week that we just covered into Thursday, as the sun is coming off the opposition to Chiron, Venus is coming off the opposition to Saturn, so there's a bit of an ease up. The moon in Virgo, we're kind of grounding it, stabilizing it, getting a bit of perspective here. Mercury in Libra is starting the opposition to Chiron, to understand it as well. That will happen later on. But the fact that Mars kicks into Scorpio and Pluto is direct, Mars moving to Scorpio is kind of like Mars was like the diplomat in Libra. As much as he wanted to do what he wants to do, he was still considering the others. He was still kind of being a diplomat. Mars moved to Scorpio and he doesn't give a fuck. He's doing whatever the fuck he wants. Mars is home in Scorpio. Scorpio is intense. Scorpio is acts, could be malicious acts, could be toxic acts, could be poisonous acts, could be secretive acts, but Mars in Scorpio, Mars now wants to dig into the underlying issues here. Mars wants to go to Shambhala to understand what's this bullshit about. What am I not seeing? What am I not understanding? What is being hidden from me? What is this lies? What is this manipulation? What is this scam? That's what Mars is coming into Scorpio now. And this is Thursday, cooking us into the new moon solar eclipse on Sunday after, which I will talk about next week. So, it's 10 o'clock. Thank you so much, family, for being here with me tonight. I hope I managed to deliver as much as I could in a way that will benefit you. Remember, the idea about astrology, about all this information, is just for us to have the awareness of the weather, of the energy. And it's not going to save us from the energy. We're still going to have to get through it. But at least by knowing this and hearing about this, you will have a certain level of awareness that will help you navigate your way, hopefully in the best way possible. And just remember, the mantra for this week is just keep it cool. Don't just do your best to keep it cool. And it's not going to be easy. So do me a favor, press like on this movie, subscribe to our channel, share it with your friends and family. Other thing is, like, join our Patreon community. If you want to offer your direct support, that would be awesome to have you part with our community. Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Jules. Come for sound healing meditation Tuesday the 10th, the most intensity, Pluto station indirect, and all the other things I spoke about. And then next Sunday, the 15th of October, Friday, Saturday, the 15th of October, Sunday, new moon in Scorpio, total solar eclipse, sound healing meditation, 12 p.m. on Sunday until 2 and 7 p.m. on Sunday until 9. The booking is open. You can book yourself in. There's also, the booking is also open for the full moon eclipse that is going to happen on the 29th of October. So in the booking system, you can book yourself in for any Tuesday in October that will be beneficial. The new moon solar eclipse on Sunday the 15th, and the full moon lunar eclipse that is on Saturday the 29th. It's all available for booking. It's going to be a very powerful month, but just keep it cool. We're going to get through this. Lots of love, Sidonia, and Roll King. Awesome. Lots of love to you all. Beck, thank you, Beck. And yeah, and just, it's a journey, and it's a journey. And this week we have to just bite the bullet. We have to get through the uncomfortable energy. We have to just do whatever we can do in order to kind of just get through it, survive. So we're gonna finish again with Savage, Entogenetic. It's a track called Pulse. Lots of love to you all. Be good, family. Keep it cool, man. Keep it cool. That's it. Peace. Evolution unfolding. Trust it.